times that we live in is that we need to be efficient. We need to do more with the little resources that we have, and that is why I think even the stakeholders will be happy that they don't need to come back for another event that they've been invited to. So it's for that reason that we are co-jointly launching these two events, the National Consumer Protection Policy as well as the GS1 through the Namibia Trade Forum. Our program, as you can see there, maybe if I can just go through it briefly with all of you. The Master of Ceremonies is Mr. Sikongo Haihambo. He's our Executive Director, but is currently not available, and I am standing in for him. And I've already introduced myself. We have already done the national anthem, and I have, I think, welcomed you a little bit. But the next main item will be the welcoming remarks by the GS1 Namibia Board Chairperson. And then after that, we will have then the keynote address by Honorable Minister Lucia Ipumbu, on both the launches, and then we will end off with a vote of thanks by our Deputy Minister, Verna Sinimbo, and then of course end off with some light refreshments at around 11:30. So we hope that we will not keep you longer than you should be, because we know that we need to head back and continue the rest of the day. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome to the podium the Chairperson of the GS1 Board Chairperson of the GS1 Namibia, David Akinin, to give his welcoming remarks.
Good morning. Honorable Lucia Ipumbu, Minister of Industrialization and Trade, Honorable Verna Sinimbo, Deputy Minister, Ndita Ngipondoka Robiati, Deputy Executive Director and Director of Proceedings this morning, all Executive Directors present, GS1 Board members present, and those who couldn't be here today, Hoski Gowasep, our Vice Chair, Peter Fanikierk, Jerobim Mwedihanga, Skalk Pienar, René Duffy, Robbie Amadila, Leonie Prinsloo, and Esther Mbula. Namibia Trade Forum Board members, Stacy Pinto, our Chief Executive Officer of NTF and Acting Chief Executive Officer of GS1 Namibia, senior government officials, captains of industry, members of the business community, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we all have a number, not a name. Collectively, we belong to the 631 generation. You might have seen it on your entrance. We printed out 10 of them, and you're welcome to take them. They're really a landmark that we celebrate. This is the global identification code granted to us by the GS1 organization. May 631 be blessed with success and good fortune. When summoned for this position, I accepted it with great honor. I felt a great challenge ahead because over our heads is the responsibility of jump-starting Namibia into the international marketplace with the tools required to function in the modern economy. 631 is the result of a vision by the Ministry of Industrialization and Trade, the hard work and perseverance of captains of industry, and the commitment of all Namibians to adopt global standards in an ever more competitive business environment. In the 1940s, a supermarket manager approached a university professor and asked for help in organizing his products. A few years later, two people, Bernard Silver and Joseph Woodland, dropped out of school and created and patented what we call today the Bar Code. However, it wasn't until the 1970s when the first barcode was actually used commercially on a pack of gum at a supermarket. And it wasn't until the late 1990s when it actually became a commercial standard to have barcodes on products. In 2021, Namibia is announcing proudly that as a country, it will start generating its own barcodes, identifying products made at home to promote growth at home. And that number is 631. Many of you buy products every day, but you may have not noticed. If you pick up any product at a retailer, commercial, formal retailer, it has a barcode with 12 to 13 digits. The first 3 numbers will tell you where that country, where that company was registered and where that product comes from. 631 is our name. I am Venezuelan by birth. You may have heard an accent. I moved to Namibia almost a decade ago, where I have proudly built my home and the foundations of what today is a group of companies that provide employment to more than 300 people directly. We wake up every day to work in sales, in distribution, in logistics, in food, in construction, in the service industry, and in fintech. I serve on the board of the African Union for Housing Finance, where I'm the chair of the Member Services Committee. And last year I was appointed by the Office of the President to serve on the Law and Reform Commission on Housing. These engagements, these opportunities, the Honorable Minister and her team have taken the lead through their many initiatives and unparalleled energy to propel the Namibian economy forward. For years, as a country, Namibia has benefited from strong relationships with South Africa. We all know that the South African rand is pegged to the Namibian dollar, but also that our consumption benefits from South Africa's strength in manufacturing, production, and distribution. As our sectors solidify and more Namibian companies and entrepreneurs innovate in the formalization of consumer products, it is a call to action that we support the ecosystem in the spirit of today's theme, growth at home. From the perspective I've gained in being involved in a rainbow of activities, I've learned the importance of standardization, traceability, digitalization, and the management of the supply chain. Adopting the GS1 barcode as a nation gives Namibia the necessary tool to accomplish the work ahead in equating our country to the most industrialized nations. Our GS1 license opens an invitation to many corporations and entities to feel comfortable investing in Namibia and bringing their business home from abroad. There are more than 40,000 SMEs registered in our country, and they are the very essential engine of development, growth, and employment, responsible for increasing the level of comfort and standard of living for all Namibians. This tool will help them be recognized and accepted worldwide and within our borders, especially at retailers. Imagine a Namibian producer who made makeup, who produced eggs, who made cookies, who made a clothing line, that now can feel proud about being able to legitimize their product locally with a Namibian barcode made in Namibia for Namibian consumption. Until now, most of our barcodes in our products, Namibian made and made abroad by Namibians, and that are sold in Namibia were manufactured locally and are backed by codes registered in South Africa, 600. Pick up most products, you will notice it. Many companies that are based in Namibia who order and manufacture products abroad generate products with barcodes from many diverse countries. Without our own local barcodes, we generate potential chaos of information, lack of pride in our consumption, untraceable economic flows, and the impossibility to study our trends and generate rational economic policies. The granting of this license is a blessing in birthing the Namibian name into global standards. An incredible amount of work was done by Stacy and Hilia from NTF in the Ministry of Trade as acting CEO and admin of the Namibia Barcode Center. The vision, as well as unconditional and financial support of the Minister of Industrialization and Trade and her team, got us to this point. But today, this gathering is for all Namibian businesses to grab the baton that is being passed to us and propel this initiative forward at our cost and our sweat. As a board, we are currently working on establishing IT systems, creating procedures, and defining the GS1 team. Our vision is to launch the GS1 Namibia operationally in January 2022. The road ahead will be complicated and require sacrifices from many manufacturers and retailers who currently use barcodes from other countries and also have old legacy barcodes from previous products. We will have to collectively motivate our sectors to adopt Namibia's 631 and educate ourselves to actually demand it. Industrial development requires a critical mass of consumers. Launching standards and a policy of a local barcode also requires critical mass. The efforts and costs will be unjustified at the beginning, but they represent the foundations of a charted path in industrial and commercial development as we make the world Namibia's market. I am optimistic that our businesses and consumers will take today's announcement as a call to action and an opportunity to strengthen the Namibia of tomorrow. I thank you.